if you're going to be an author, there are some skills that you absolutely have to learn before becoming an author, because writing a book is a big and amazing feat, but it is like 10% of what authors do. If you think that you're going to write a novel and you're just going to be hands-off at that point, you're going to be rich and famous and everything's going to be great, you are incorrect. Even if you are the top person at the top publisher with the most money going into your marketing, you still have to be able to do a lot inside of this industry to market yourself, to market your book, and to market the next book. So whether you're indie or traditional, you have to learn these things. Period. Because it will make or break the success of your publishing life. Gone are the days when a publisher did everything for you. You now have to be responsible for a lot of different things. So as an author, yes, you need to know how to write. You should be taking the time and effort to learn those skills, to learn about writing in the industry, to learn about what is marketable, all those things. Do your work as the writer of the book. But outside of that, now there are some skills you need to learn. And I recommend you learn them before becoming an author, because if you know them before becoming an author, that's going to help you significantly in every aspect of being an author. The first is going to be graphic design. You need to learn how to put together a graphic. You need to learn how to create things that will market and sell you and your book. Graphic design is incredibly important. And this is as simple as going to Canva and dragging and dropping some things, or learning Photoshop skills, which will take a little bit more time and effort. You don't have to be professional, but you have to have enough skills to be able to put together some marketing graphics, to put together graphics for your website, to put together things that are going to market your book. You have to understand graphic design, even if you're not doing all the graphic work for yourself. You have to understand what does and doesn't work, what sells and what doesn't sell. You got to understand fonts, and you have to understand colors, and you have to understand the things that go into your book cover to make it sellable. You have to understand graphic design in relation to the genres you're writing in, because it's different across the board. But having the technical skills to do even limited graphic design is essential. This can also build out into being able to design your own website, because it is well into 2022, 3, 4, 5, all those things. It's well into it. As I'm filming this, it's 2024. And creating your own website is drag and drop simple. You don't have to be paying people for this. And if you can do some graphic design, it's so freaking easy to do your own website without shelling out more money, without having to pay people to do graphic design. You can do so much with graphic design, from the banner creation that you were going to have for your table at book signings, to the paperwork that you're going to be giving out at your book signings, to the things you're going to slip into your books, like your bookmarks or your postcards or your paperwork, into the books as you are selling them directly. You are going to be able to then design things for social media. Design is essential, period. Even if it is just to the extent of having an informed, knowledgeable conversation with your book cover designer or interior designer. Know your stuff when it comes to graphic design. I teach you, other people teach you. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to go through courses. Free education on YouTube. You're welcome. So making sure you understand graphic design is going to be incredibly helpful. You also need to be studying marketing. Marketing is going to be incredibly important. You need to know how to pitch yourself. You need to be able to know how to engage with your audiences. You need to understand how to represent yourself as an author and how to represent your book. And even more importantly, the next book you're trying to sell, whether you're indie or you're traditional, you're always trying to sell the next book. You have to be able to market. You then have to know the publishing industry and how it markets, because that changes so rapidly. You have to understand social media marketing. You have to know how to create content. You have to know how to be able to communicate with people on social media. There's a lot that goes into the marketing space. Now, this again can be something you do for free. You don't have to take courses. You don't have to have a degree. There's nothing in the publishing space that you need a degree for if you are an author. You don't need a writing degree. You don't need a design degree. You don't need a business degree. You don't need a marketing degree. Now, a business degree might help you, but it's not important. It is not essential. It's not something you have to do. So you need to make sure you are learning how to market, both generally speaking and in the publishing space and on social media, because those are 3 different things and all of them are important. And you can do this for free on YouTube. I teach you. Go over to youtube.com/KMRobinson. I have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of videos categorized into playlists to help you learn TikTok, to help you learn Instagram, YouTube, live streaming. Here on this channel, I teach you how to do marketing at book signings. I teach you how to do marketing as an author on social media. I teach you how to do marketing for your books, how to pitch your books for sale to publishers, for sales to readers. I teach you all these things for free. Hundreds of videos on all of these channels. So make sure you're checking those out. Hit the subscribe and notification bell if you have not already, because it's going to be really important for what you're doing and how you are going to be surviving your author life, because we want you to survive and we want you to thrive. And surviving is not going to be enough, but a lot of people don't even survive. So drop your questions down below. We want to make sure we are helping you out as we continue to level up with what we're doing. Now, you also want to learn the world of technology. You need to have skills in video content creation, being able to edit things. You want to make sure that you have the ability to splice things together and to change things up and to record properly. You want to learn how to use lighting and sometimes microphones. You want to learn how to use technology. Skills in technology are incredibly important. You also want to make sure that you are learning how to retouch photos, how to create photos. You want to learn photography in general. And again, I teach all of these things to you. You do not have to have professional gear or professional training. I am the professional. I'm showing you how to do that with what you have, with your phone, with your point and shoot camera. If you have a nice camera, I'm showing you those things too. We're talking about lighting. We're talking about how to level up your content in just a few seconds. I teach you how to do content creation, videos, photos, all those things. In under 5 minutes, start to finish, photos can be literal seconds of your life, but it can still look incredibly high end with your phone. And I show you how to do that. So you have to learn photography. You have to learn videography. You have to learn how to edit. And you have to learn technology. You also want to be really skilled in navigating some of these book buying platforms, because there are tools and resources that you may not have access to if you don't know about them. So learn how to use Amazon properly as an author, learn how to use Amazon as a consumer, learn how to educate. You want to have public speaking skills. Those are incredibly important. You need to be able to be on camera and talking to people. You need to be able to sit on a panel at a book convention and have a conversation. You need to be able to learn how to do interviews with the local news stations. You need to learn how to do all those things. And you also need to learn the skill of doing written interviews, because my gosh, people struggle with this. Authors struggle with this. So learn the art and skill of doing interviews as an author to make sure that you are giving quality information, and train people how to ask you better questions, because they like to ask the same 5 questions. So train them how to do it better, or give better answers to it to allow them to have something better than the lame questions that they asked you. There's so much more, so many more skills that are incredibly helpful to authors. But before you even start writing your book, you should know those skills. You should learn design. You should learn technology. You should learn marketing. You should learn social media. Those things are necessary to life in 2024 and beyond. And even years ago, those were essential. So knowing those things, studying those things while you're writing, while you're shopping your books around, while you're doing all that stuff, is only going to lead to more success later on and less stress later on. So drop your questions down below. If you want more of this, because there's so much more I could talk about, go ahead and let me know. But if you're an author, if you're an established author, and you know of some skills that I didn't mention here today that are actually really essential to authors outside of writing, please go ahead and let us know. Let's have that conversation. We want to build up our community here and work together to help elevate each other, because when you succeed, I succeed, and when I succeed, you succeed. We are making paths for each other so that we can all be profitable and successful in this space. Follow along for daily videos helping you navigate the world of publishing, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your most successful year ever and most profitable year ever, with the least amount of stress, overwhelm, and time commitment on your content creation. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.